All right, our next guests are Jonas and Nina.
I just love the Titanic picture. That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah,
so
that
guys,
was, we celebrated our 30th anniversary 2 years ago at Hawaii, so that's from that situation.
very cool. So Jonas and Nina, tell us a little bit about yourself and give the audience a little background on you.
My name is Jonas. We as a family moved from Sweden to US 2008 with an oil and gas company. So we were pretty busy with this. We have three sons that we brought here, and yeah, that's what you.
Well, I came along.
You came along.
All right, so I had to change my career, and I couldn't continue with what I did. We met in college, so we have the same degree. But anyhow, I became a mental health coach, so that was great with the kids, having that flexibility with my work that I have. So yeah, it's.
Yeah, and we liked it very much here, so we decided to stay here and become American citizens 2014, and
Okay, very good.
yeah.
Give them a hand.
So here we have the three boys. We are in Sweden there and celebrating the graduation of the baby that went to college in Sweden. So, yeah.
Right. So you joined Lifestyles, a friend referred
Yeah,
you?
so good two friends of us started to talk about lifestyle maybe around 2017, 2018, and I was listening in a little bit, but I mean, I was very busy with my job, of course. But then they told about the numbers and explained to me, and so I was very interested to look into this. So I came here on one of these Thursday evenings, and I decided to go on the weekend seminar immediately. I mean,
were you skeptical?
Yes, very. I did not come for that seminar, and it took me some time to get convinced. I thought it was scary. We didn't know how to do this, and yeah, I didn't really believe in it. But it took me some time. But finally, Jonas convinced me to do the classes with him and learning more about it. And also we went to the convention together and learning
The expo?
even more. Yeah, the expo. So realizing that this was not for us to invent the wheel. It is a process, and once you follow it, and also having the great, mentor and realtor and all the vendors, you have a big team of support. So just follow the process. You can't really go wrong. So I realized that, and it was, yeah.
So our experience in the real estate before was very minimal. We had a house still in Sweden, and we rented it out. It was nice. It was passive income, but of course we had to pay a lot of tax on that, and for every year we could see that the need for maintenance increased. So I would say for many years it was like a growing concern. I wish I knew what I wish I knew at that time what I know now. I mean, it would have been that was a cash cow.
Yeah, we could have told you about socialism a long time ago.
Yeah. No, so that was our experience in real estate before, you can say.
When was the turning point for you, Nina, that, this thing actually is real?
I think it was doing the classes and realizing that it was so well organized, if you can say that, and then also for us to having something together, a business together, that it made it fun and exciting, and realizing that there is money in this. This can be a good thing.
Yeah. That's an eye-opener for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into the property a little bit. We got some before and after pictures. Tell us a little bit about the property, how you found it, and I think Jennifer was your realtor too.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Jennifer McCormick. Without her, this would never have happened. So we had one house before, and it was a good deal. But
This is property number two.
This is property number two.
While you've been
yeah,
Lifestyles.
Yeah, through Lifestyle, yes. And the first one was maybe a little bit what you described before, that it almost went sideways, but it didn't. So, but there were a lot of things there's a lot of things that can happen during the way that could go in your favor and in your, unfavorable. So we found this house and through Jennifer in Conroe, and we liked it immediately. It was a lot of stuff when we looked at it, but I was there with Jennifer and we walked through the house and could see that solid foundation.
Yeah, it looks like it was pretty much in good shape, other than maybe needing updates and that sort of thing. I don't see damaged walls or.
And the foundation, the slab. It's a small house. It's less than 1,000 square feet, but the slab was probably 2 feet or something like that, and no cracks and absolutely no issues with the foundation. And so it was a good house for us. It's a second house.
Just get in there and do the deal and get out. Yeah. So you can see some before and after. Unfortunately, we don't have too many before pictures, but the after pictures, it looks like a standard update. We focus on workforce housing. We stay away from war zones and we stay away from really nice neighborhoods. We want that median income, that rent that falls somewhere, at least in the Houston area, in the $1,500 to $1,900 range is an ideal range. Once you get above that, you start getting into less qualified applicant pools. So you want to maximize. That's part of the map. You want to maximize the number of potential people that could rent the property.
So what was very special with this house, I think, was we paid the earnest money in February, and we thought we were going to be able to turn it around and maybe lease it in before April or something like that. But I think it was 16 heirs that had to be
16 heirs.
Heirs that has to be signed at the same time, and it took a while. And that's why Jennifer was wonderful here.
That's why Jennifer looks tired back there.
Yeah, I think so. And the day before the closing, one of the heirs said, "No, there are 2 heirs missing." So they had to cancel the whole closing, and then it took another 4 or 5 months before those 2 heirs were identified. And so we paid the earnest money in February, and I think we closed in September. So that was a long waiting, but.
But it's better to wait on that side as
Yes.
opposed onto the other side.
I was going to say, it doesn't affect you anyway like a loan, so.
Yeah. That's why we teach what we teach, right? You want a vacant house in at closing, because the last thing you want to do is deal with people to get out of the house, and you're stuck in hard money paying $1,500 a month.
Yeah, we could have decided to leave it and go for something else, but it was such a good deal, so we wanted to stay in it. So, yeah.
Very good. So let's talk about the deal. I'll run through the numbers real quick. So first thing you'll notice is the cash out of pocket is less than $14,000, so that's definitely below the median, and that accounts for...
Wait, really quick. Who could come up with 50 grand? You could have bought this house.
Right. So definitely below the median in the Houston area. So ARV came in at 176. I think that was about 6,000 more than what you were planning for. Yeah. So that accounted for the less cash out of pocket and the higher returns. The purchase price, 86,000. You've got a huge spread between the purchase price and the ARV. So you're definitely heading in the right direction. Rehab actually came in lower than what you were expecting.
Yeah, I think we had the base was maybe 39,000, and then I always put a 10% contingency on that. So.
And you ended up not using the 10%.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we teach to put a margin, put some contingency on that rehab, because things come up and rehabs tend to go up. They don't tend to go down. So continuing down the line, you got your other costs. And again, these are your lender and title fees for both closings, your hard money closing and your refi closing. And in today's market, this is pretty much what we're seeing, about $14,000 to $15,000 on your lender fees for both closings. And so that leaves you with an equity capture just under $38,000, cash out of pocket under $14,000, gross rent of almost $17,000, cash flow of almost $3,000, cash on cash return 20%, and you almost tripled your money. Your return on equity capture of 273%. And that's property number 2.
Yeah. Yeah, and something that happened, of course, this is last year, 2023, there was that during this waiting time, the interest increased month by month. But our original quest, I think we had 1,300 per month as a rent, and then we.
Do you like how he complains when he's making a 270% return?
I didn't complain.
I
But
know.
And
Is this a better return than you were making with the company, with the 401k and stuff?
of course, yes. Yeah.
A little bit, right? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
so again, this is one transaction turning 13.8 into, $50,000. So pretty amazing. All right. So how has your perspective changed since you joined Lifestyles?
I think especially we have learned that it works. I mean, this is really. We have been seeing that in 2 houses now that this is a good way to go for us. I mean, I know that you do this 2 years.
Yes,
and
retired 2
I have already passed the 2 years and I'm still not retired. But no, I think we talked about that before we came, and that's really what I think we really have realized, that wow, this is working. And that's.
Yeah, it's a powerful way to move forward.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. So short-term and long-term goals, what are we going to see from you guys over the next few years?
We are desperately looking for a third house now. Not desperately, but we're looking for a third house, and we think we should have at least 3 more houses, and then we want to go into the passive investment. Multifamily, yeah. Yeah. But we want to. It's fun, actually. I mean, this process to buy the house, and it's a lot of. How should I say? I mean, it's a lot of.
You're active.
Fun moments, really, in the whole process, and we like it. So we want to continue. I don't know if we want to go for 10 houses. I mean.
You know what happened in Monopoly? After you get 4 green houses, you trade and get a red thing, remember?
That's
the
probably what we are
rules.
looking
That's
for.
probably what we're doing, yeah.
Yeah, I see multifamily in your future for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so what about your team? Want to do a little shout out to your team?
Yeah, I mean, and I realized that more and more how important the team is, and especially now after having done 2 houses, to know that you have these people in your network, you can call them. I have been looking for maybe 5, 6 houses the last couple of months, and I can call an inspector, and he can be there the next day at 10 o'clock, and so that's awesome. In this case, for us, Jennifer McCormick was, I mean, she needed an applaud for her job to hunt down those heirs, and also J&V Quality. I mean, there are 3 brothers. I don't think any one of them are here today, right?
Antonio, Alfredo, and who's the third?
Freddie.
Freddie.
Yeah.
Freddie was our guy, huh?
Yeah, Freddie was our guy.
Sounds like a video game.
Yeah.
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 No, they know this. I don't know how many crews they have, but it's. I was a little bit worried before, maybe for all those decisions you have maybe to take, but I mean, they know the standard package for everything, for the carpet and for the kitchen and for the bathroom.
Definitely allows you to move fast when.
Oh, yeah.
when you,
Fast, and you can trust them, and they do a really good job, so that's.
And Kellen at Searches Capital, he's a really good resource for us also.
So before we take questions from everybody, I want to ask you the same question I asked, the person before you is there's new people here as well, but there's also new people watching online, because we have people from Hawaii, we have hundreds of people online watching. I mean, you came from another country, and it's a big difference switching over and everything. So what would you say to new people? And I do get a lot of foreign nationals that come over here from either Canada or Mexico. What advice would you give them? After coming to the seminar, what you learned?
I mean, I'm a finance guy myself, so I pretty much know the system, let's say in Sweden, where I come from, but it's so different here. I mean, the opportunities are so large here versus where I come from. I mean, tax system and the system is kind of set up to help you rather than, I mean, trying to.
75% of everything you make.
Yeah.
In Sweden, right?
Yeah.
So it's beneficial financially. But when you came to the seminar then, remember the first time, you came more than once to the seminar or just one time?
No, I've been at 3 seminars.
3 seats.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
there's nothing wrong with coming more than once to learn it.
Oh, yeah.
So listen, that's why we give you unlimited times. What advice would you give the new people coming this weekend?
Oh, I mean, just show up, come, and spend the full weekend here. And it takes time to. It's a lot of information, but absolutely, just come and listen to the whole program all the way to Sunday. I would say.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Learning about it makes the whole difference. It made it for me anyhow. So it's really worth it.
Good.
Very good. So we have a little bit of time for questions. Any questions for Jonas and Nina?
Yeah, I got a question online.
Okay.
How did you market the house to get the first renter, and how long did it take?
So we did according to the book. We put the sign there as soon as we could, and actually we started to get phone calls even before we started the rehab.
Give them a hand for that. That's one of the biggest things that I teach, and I know Doug teaches all his mentees. You put the sign in the yard, not when everything's finished. Because what is a good renter going to do? They got to give a 30-day notice with their current landlord. We want those quality people. So that's why before you even have your first payment, if you have your property done, it'll be ready.
So what happened here, it was a neighbor who had a friend that he wanted to move into the area. So
There you go.
yeah. And that was because of the sign, so for sure.
Yeah, perfect.
You got one in the room?
Hi, Jonas and Nina.
It was on. You were doing good.
Look for the green light.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm loud enough. Okay. So you guys did the last one. You were talking about the deal in Conroe, and you were mentioning that there were family members, like heirs, I guess, that were still kind of waiting in the wings, so to speak. I think that was an amazing job on your guys' part, because I think I probably would have wanted to run from that. But what kind of support did you have going through that process? Because that's not usual, I'm assuming.
No, I mean, you have your mentor and a lot of phone calls, but in this case it was especially Jennifer. And I think even the title company gave up. So, I mean, after a couple of months, the title company didn't want to.
Yeah, we will not close on a property if it doesn't have clean title insurance, and all that. So that's why, as a team, they're not experts in this, but between their agent and the title company, they won't close on a property until that is clean. So yes, that's a headache. You might have to wait a little bit longer, but is it okay to make like a 207% return? Would you be okay with that? So it's patience sometimes works out. It worked out great for them. Okay, every deal's different.
For sure. Question over here? The question was, how long do you plan on holding this property?
Yeah, so in this case, the tenant maybe want to buy the house, and if so, we are going to do it when we have passed two year ends.
Wait 2 years. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So.
All right. Well, let's give them a hand. Thank you so much for giving back. Appreciate
Thank you so much.